There were two clear winners of the World Series. One was the team, the other was big data and analytics. For Tech Republic and ZDNet, my name is Dan Patterson with Tech Republic's Tina Maddox. Analytics is redefining how teams play sports inside the stadium and on the field. Tina, what did we learn about the way the Houston Astros applied big data analytics to win the World Series, and what can we expect from teams going forward?
Well, I interviewed a lot of experts about this after the Astros and their World Series win. And the consensus was there are two teams that do more in data analytics than any other teams. And guess what? It's the Astros and it's the Los Angeles Dodgers, which just so happened to be in the playoffs this year for the World Series. And what happened was the Astros, they had a new owner, Jim Crane, who purchased them in 2011. And that was like one of the worst years in the franchise's history. They lost 100 games in a single season. And so Crane completely overhauled the team structure, and he focused on hiring experts to make data-driven decisions based on predictive analytics. And what this led to in 2014 was Sports Illustrated featured the team on a cover, kind of a tongue-in-cheek cover, but it said the Astros were going to be the winners of the 2017 World Series. And guess what? They are.
So many people who follow sports are familiar with the Michael Lewis book, Moneyball, in 2003, really redefined how the front office of teams use predictive analytics. But Tina, we've come a long way since 2003. How does machine learning help teams really understand how to make decisions?
Well, what's so important about it, they can, it's just a true tear down transformation took place with the Astros, for instance. And they just, how they're scouting, how they're assessing their players, who they put in, at what point in the game. It's all just a matter of analytics, although it is baseball and there's a blend of art and science. So if they do have a pitcher in who's absolutely on a hot streak, they have to go with their gut to some degree and not take that pitcher out, which is what the Astros did. And it's why they won the World Series. But what's interesting, some other teams, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Cubs, they're also diving very deep in, on data and analytics. And it's really helping, as you know, with the outcome of, recent World Series as well with the Cubs and such.
As you wrote in this story, data and analytics are as much of an art as they are a science. So how do teams find the right people to use predictive analytics, and how do they apply analytics to what has historically been kind of gut-based decisions?
Well, Zebra Sports, I interviewed John Pollard, who's the VP of Business Development there, for my story. And he said that just in the past few years, the Astros have hired 6 people from his company to do data analytics for them. So what it is, they're making the money in the budget to hire the experts to help them do this. And like I was saying, that's where that blend of art and science comes in, where they don't just go with, what the analytics are telling them. In the end, they're also going with what they know from experience will work with any given team and any given player.
A fantastic example of digital transformation, and there must be many lessons in here. Tina, are there things that other companies can learn by watching how sports teams use predictive analytics?
Yes, and what happens, like when Moneyball first came out in 2003, teams, I should say, that weren't using analytics began using analytics. And so it's this field that's always moving. It's kind of like this analytics arms race, for lack of a better phrase. But they have to keep it up and do it better than ever so that they can beat the next team who's going to try to emulate them.
All right, you can read Tina Maddox's entire story called How Big Data Won the 2017 World Series. Learn what the Houston Astros did to win the analytics arms race in Major League Baseball by visiting Tech Republic. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to the Tech Republic Next Big Thing newsletter. For Tech Republic and ZDNet, I'm Dan Patterson.